The internet is losing its mind right now. A brand new video of King Von has surfaced online, and it's spreading like wildfire across every platform from Twitter to TikTok. In this clip, Von is allegedly caught admitting to killing people. And whether it's authentic or edited, fans can't stop talking. The rawness of his words, the confidence in his delivery, and the timing of this leak have reignited one of the most heated debates in hip-hop history. Was Von always telling the truth in his music? Did he really blur the line between rap and reality? Or is this just another case of viral media spinning a narrative? No matter which side you're on, one thing is clear. This clip has the internet buzzing, and King Von's name is once again dominating headlines. Hashtag King Von, hashtag viral video, hashtag breaking hip hop, hashtag rap news. At Jacademics, at World Star when it comes to hip hop, few names spark as much heated conversation as King Von, even after his tragic death in 2020. Von's life, music, and legacy continued to fuel endless debates online. But now a viral video has resurfaced that has taken the internet by storm. ALLEGEDLY, showing Von in a casual conversation where he can be heard admitting to killing people. Whether the clip is authentic, spliced, or completely misunderstood, it has already spread across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram like wildfire, leaving fans divided and critics questioning everything they thought they knew about him. The video itself is not long, just a short clip that appears to have been filmed on someone's phone, but the impact it has had is massive. Within hours of its upload, it was being reposted by major pages like at No Jumper, at Academics, and at Say Cheese TV, racking up millions of views in a single day. On Twitter, hashtags like hashtag King Von and hashtag viral video started trending worldwide. By the evening, even mainstream outlets were picking up the story, calling it one of the most shocking viral moments in recent hip-hop memory. Why the clip hit so hard? The reason this clip has blown up is because it ties directly into the image that King Von built during his short but impactful career. Known as a street storyteller, Von's lyrics often painted vivid graphic depictions of life on the south side of Chicago. Songs like Crazy Story and Took Her to the O weren't just catchy anthems, they were gritty narratives that fans believed were pulled straight from real life experiences. So when a video surfaces where Von allegedly says he has killed people, it immediately triggers the question: was Von simply an artist using rap as a canvas to reflect his environment? Or was he really living the violent stories he described? This debate has followed him for years, but the resurfacing of this footage makes it impossible to ignore. Social media erupts in TikTok. The clip was stitched thousands of times with creators giving their takes. Some fans defended Von, arguing that rappers often exaggerate or play characters in their music, pointing out that the entertainment industry has always rewarded artists who sound real. Others were less forgiving. One viral tweet read, "If this is true, y'all gotta stop calling it art." Von was really out here admitting to murders on camera. The polarization was immediate. For every person calling the video a fake or out-of-context moment, another insisted that it proved what they had always believed about Von. And because hip-hop is as much about image and credibility as it is about music, the implications of such a video are enormous. The legend of authenticity in rap. Understand why this matters so much. You have to look at hip-hop culture itself. Unlike other genres, rap often demands authenticity from its artists. Fans want to believe the stories they're hearing in the music, and rappers who come across as fake usually get discredited quickly. King Von was one of the few modern rappers who had an aura of realness that people didn't question. He wasn't just rapping about street life. He was widely seen as someone who had lived it. That reputation is part of what made Von a legend in such a short amount of time. His fans didn't just listen to him, they believed him. That's why this viral video hits differently. It challenges the line between entertainment and reality in a way that forces the entire culture to react. Reactions from the hip-hop community. It didn't take long for big names in the industry to comment. At Jacademics, who has covered King Von extensively, posted a reaction video saying this is exactly why Vaughn is one of the most complex figures in hip-hop. The streets loved him because he was authentic. But this type of footage will always bring controversy. Meanwhile, other rappers stayed silent, not wanting to weigh in on something that could reignite old beefs or spark unnecessary drama. Still, fans began tagging artists like Lil Durk and G Herbo, demanding to know what they thought of the clip. So far, no one close to Vaughn has commented directly, but the silence only adds to the speculation: authentic or fake? The biggest question remains, is the video even real? Some users claim the footage is heavily edited, spliced from old interviews, or even I manipulate. In today's world of deepfakes and doctored content, it's hard to know for sure. Others insist it's 100% authentic and that Vaughn always spoke openly about his past, even if it put him at risk. This uncertainty is exactly what fuels the viral cycle. The less clarity there is, the more people want to share, debate, and speculate. Whether it's true or not, the video has already cemented itself as part of the King Von narrative. Why fans can't look away? Part of the reason Von's story resonates so strongly is because of the tragedy surrounding his death. Gunned down at just 26 years old outside an Atlanta nightclub. Von's life was cut short right as his career was reaching its peak. For fans, this video feels like another chapter in a story that ended too soon. A reminder of both his brilliance and the controversies that shadowed him. The truth is, King Von was always polarizing. To some, he was a brilliant storyteller and rising star who brought authenticity back to rap. To others, he was a dangerous figure whose violent past overshadowed his music. This new viral clip only intensifies those opposing views. Bigger than King Von, what makes this moment even more powerful is that it speaks to larger issues within hip-hop. How much of rap is performance and how much is real? Do fans really want authenticity if it comes with such brutal consequences? And how do viral videos, whether accurate or misleading, reshape the way we remember artists after they're gone? King Von's viral video isn't just about him. It's about hip-hop culture, internet virality, and the never-ending hunger for content that blurs the line between truth and entertainment. #King Von. Hashtag hip-hop debate. Hashtag viral video. Hashtag street rap. Hashtag breaking news. At Nojemper, at Academics. At Seichis TVF, Part 1 was about the initial explosion of the viral clip. Then Part 2 digs deeper into the fallout, how this one short video has reignited conversations about King Von's legacy, street credibility, and the blurred lines between hip-hop storytelling and real-life crime. The storm spreads across platforms by the second day of the clip's circulation. The video wasn't just viral, it was everywhere. Pages like @WorldStar, @TheShayRoom, and @VLADTV reposted it, each framing it in their own dramatic way. YouTube commentary channels jumped in, creating 10-minute breakdowns of the footage, often pausing every few seconds to analyze Von's tone, his body language, and even the way the people around him reacted. On TikTok, reaction videos dominated the For You page, with creators putting shocked captions like, "Did he really just say that?" or "Von was always too real for the industry." The clip became a meme in itself, with users stitching it into unrelated videos to show just how wild the internet found the revelation. The hashtag King Von video reached millions of views on TikTok within 48 hours, while hashtag King Von once again trended on Twitter, X, globally. The social media storm had officially crossed from niche hip-hop circles into mainstream internet culture. The legacy debate. The heart of this controversy lies one burning question. What does this do to King Von's legacy? For his fans, Von has always been a symbol of raw authenticity. They argue that what makes him stand out from other rappers is precisely the fact that he never sugarcoated his past. In interviews, he often spoke about his upbringing in O Block, a neighborhood in Chicago notorious for its violence. His music wasn't a fantasy, it was his reality. Then fans respected him for never hiding it. But for critics, this new viral video crosses a dangerous line. They argue that celebrating Von's words, if indeed he is admitting to killing people, glorifies violence in a way that hurts the culture more than it helps. Rap is art, but there has to be a limit, one commentator wrote under at the Shade Room's post. You can't just celebrate someone casually talking about taking lives. This debate isn't new. But the resurfacing of the video has brought it back with more intensity than ever. Rap and reality. Where's the line? One reason this clip is so powerful is because it forces the hip-hop community to confront an uncomfortable truth. How much of rap is real, and how much is performance? Artists like Tupac, Biggie, and 50 Cent built their reputations on blending reality with music. Listeners often loved them not just for their lyrical ability, but because their songs reflected actual experiences. King Von followed in that tradition, carving out his niche as a storyteller whose tales felt too real to be made up. But this new video raises tough questions. Was Von simply maintaining his image for the camera? Or was he recklessly admitting to crimes in a way that blurred the line too much? And if he really did commit the acts he referenced, should fans continue to glorify him as a rap hero? These are the uncomfortable conversations happening across podcasts, Twitter Spaces, and comment sections. Legal implications, could it matter? Another angle that quickly surfaced was the legal question. Could a video like this have been used against Von if he were still alive? Some fans immediately drew parallels to the Young Thug YSL trial, where prosecutors are using rap lyrics as evidence in court. The debate over whether rap lyrics or videos of rappers talking about crimes can be considered admissions of guilt has been raging for years. If Von were alive, this footage could have easily become a weapon in the hands of prosecutors. Lawyers on Twitter even weighed in with one writing, "This is exactly the type of clip the DA would present in court. It doesn't matter if it's real or taken out of context once the jury hears it. The damage is done." Even though Von has passed, the resurfacing of this clip makes fans reflect on how dangerous authenticity in rap can be when the legal system is watching. The emotional side for fans beyond the debates. The video also stirred deep emotions among Von's fanbase. For many, seeing him in any form, even in controversial clips, brings back memories of his music and the tragic way his life ended. His fans often describe him as a talent gone too soon, someone who had the potential to be one of the greats if he hadn't been killed at just 26. On Reddit threads dedicated to Von, fans expressed heartbreak. One comment read, "I don't care what he said in that video. Von gave us music that felt real. He was our voice. It's all I'll ever remember him for." This emotional attachment is part of why the clip blew up so fast. It's not just about the content of the video, it's about what Von represents to the people who still listen to him every day. The power of virality. What's also fascinating about this moment is the role of virality itself. In today's internet, truth often matters less than the spectacle. People don't share clips because they're confirmed to be real. They share them because they're shocking, entertaining, or controversial. This King Von video is a textbook example. Nobody knows for sure whether it's edited, fake, or out of context, but that hasn't stopped millions of people from spreading it. The cycle goes like this. Clip surfaces. People react with shock. Debates start. More people hear about it. The clip keeps spreading, regardless of its authenticity. By the time the truth is established, if it ever is, the clip has already done its work, boosting Von's streams, sparking debates, and cementing itself in the cultural conversation. The double-edged sword of realness in the end. What makes this clip so polarizing is the same thing that made King Von famous. REALNESS. Fans loved him because they felt he wasn't fake. Critics attacked him because they feared his authenticity glorified violence. And now, years after his death, a single viral video has reignited both sides of the argument. One thing is certain, King Von's presence in hip-hop is still alive. His music continues to stream millions of times a week. His story continues to spark debates, and his name refuses to fade from memory. Whether the video is real or not, it has ensured that King Von remains at the center of conversations about what rap should be, what authenticity means, and where the line between art and life really lies. King Von, #viral video, #hip hop debate, #street rap. At World Star, at No Jumper, at the Shadru Myth Part 2 explored the storm of reactions, legal debates, and the emotional fallout among fans. Part 3 digs into the broader cultural implications. Because, make no mistake, this isn't just about King Von anymore. It's about hip-hop, authenticity, violence, the media, and the power of the internet to rewrite legacies. A larger conversation in hip-hop. King Von's viral video has reignited a much bigger conversation: the role of violence in rap culture. For decades, hip-hop has wrestled with the tension between artistic expression and the realities of street life, from NWA in the late 80s to drill music in the 2010s. Rappers have often been accused of glorifying violence, but artists and fans push back, insisting they are simply telling their truth, reflecting the environments they grew up in. King Von embodied that ethos completely. His storytelling wasn't just graphic, it felt cinematic, often leaving listeners questioning whether they were hearing a rap verse or a true crime documentary. So, when a video surfaces where Von allegedly admits to killing people, it becomes more than a viral moment. It's a cultural flashpoint, forcing the hip-hop community to re-examine its relationship with violence, authenticity, and entertainment. The authenticity currency of drill rap. One of the reasons this moment hits especially hard is because Von was one of the most influential voices in Chicago drill, a genre where authenticity is often treated as a form of currency. In drill culture, fans and rivals alike place immense value on whether an artist is really about what they rap. This is why Von gains so much traction so quickly. He wasn't seen as just another rapper chasing clout. He was believed to be someone who had lived everything he rapped about. But that authenticity is also a double-edged sword. On one hand, it earns you credibility, loyalty, and a cult following. On the other, it attracts law enforcement attention, public scrutiny, and criticism that the music is more dangerous than artistic. Von's viral clip adds fuel to that fire, making him an example of both the power and the peril of drill's obsession with realness, the media's role amplifier or manipulator. The way media platforms handled the viral video is another piece of the puzzle. Accounts like @NoJumper, @TheShadeRoom, and @SayCheeseTV didn't just report on the clip. They packaged it with sensational headlines designed to generate maximum engagement. For example, one post read, "New clip shows King Von admitting 2 murders." The inclusion of question marks and emojis is intentional. It suggests controversy without outright confirming anything. This tactic keeps platforms safe from legal backlash while still feeding the viral machine. Mainstream outlets followed suit, with blogs publishing articles framed around questions rather than facts. This blurred presentation leaves audiences confused. Is this journalism or just entertainment? The media doesn't need to answer that question because by the time anyone finds the truth, the clicks, shares, and ad revenue have already been secured. In that sense, Von's video isn't just a viral clip. It's a case study in how media thrives on ambiguity. The fan divide. The fan reaction to Von's video also illustrates the split personality of hip-hop culture itself. On one side, you have diehard supporters who see the clip as proof that Von was too real for the industry, someone who never faked his image or watered down his past. These fans flood the comments with messages like "Von forever" and "Y'all can't handle the truth." On the other side, you have skeptics who argue that celebrating this kind of footage only harms the culture. They claim it sends the wrong message to younger fans, blurring the line between rap as art and violence as entertainment. One viral TikTok stitched the video with the caption, "This is why the youth think crime is cool. Y'all glorify it too much." This fan divide isn't new, but the resurfacing of Von's video has widened the gap. It has forced hip-hop listeners to pick sides. Are you drawn to authenticity no matter how brutal? Or do you believe rap should distance itself from real-life violence? Street code versus tipso. Versus mainstream morality. Another layer of the debate is the clash between street code and mainstream morality. In the streets. Being open about your past, even your darkest moments, is often seen as a badge of honor. It shows fearlessness, honesty, and credibility. King Von's willingness to discuss his life so openly is exactly why fans respected him. But outside of that world, in mainstream culture, casually admitting to violent acts is shocking, even horrifying. What might earn respect in O Block can spark outrage in suburban households watching the video on Instagram. This cultural clash is part of what makes Von so polarizing. He's loved in the streets for the same reasons he's criticized in the mainstream. The viral clip magnifies that duality, forcing people to confront their biases and values. The posthumous effect. It's also important to remember King Von is no longer here to respond. That makes every piece of resurfaced content more powerful, because fans and critics are left to interpret it without his voice. When an artist is alive, it can clarify, deny, or spin their words. But when they're gone, every clip becomes a piece of their permanent legacy. The viral video of Von is now frozen in time. It's open to interpretation forever. This posthumous effect is why the video feels so heavy. It doesn't just impact Von's reputation today, it reshapes how future generations will view him. His legacy is no longer just about his music, but also about the controversies that continue to follow him even in death. The bigger question: who benefits? At the end of the day, the question has to be asked: who really benefits from this viral video? Fans benefit from the entertainment, the shock factor. The debates. Media platforms benefit from the clicks, engagement, and revenue. Streaming services benefit from the spike in Von's music streams. As curiosity drives people to revisit his catalog, even critics benefit, as the clip gives them fresh material to fuel think pieces and podcasts. The only one who doesn't benefit is King Von himself. He's not here to defend his name, explain his words, or tell his side of the story. In that sense, the viral moment feels bittersweet, a reminder that the internet often consumes artists long after they're gone. Von's legacy, rewritten again by now. One thing is clear: King Von's story is being rewritten in real time, shaped by viral moments that spark endless debate. The resurfacing of this video has added another complicated layer to his legacy, one that will continue to be argued for years to come. Was he a gifted storyteller whose words blurred the line between truth and fiction? Was he a dangerous figure who should never have been glorified? Or was he both at once a symbol of hip-hop's dual nature, art, and reality colliding in the most dramatic way possible? Whatever the answer, Von's name refuses to fade. His video proves that even in death, his presence in hip-hop is too powerful to ignore. #KingVon, #hiphop debate, #rap culture, #street rap, #viral clip at VLADTV, at WorldStar, at Say Cheese TV by now. The clip of King Von allegedly admitting to killing people has spread far beyond hip-hop culture. It has sparked mainstream headlines, endless social media debates, and intense discussions about authenticity, morality, and the blurred lines between art and reality. In this final part, we'll break down the long-term impact of this viral storm, what it means for Von's legacy, and why his name continues to echo louder than ever in the world of music. The power of myth-making. Every major figure in hip-hop carries a myth, a larger-than-life narrative that fuels their legacy. Tupac had his revolutionary fire. Biggie had his rags to riches story. 50 Cent had his survival after being shot 9 times. For King Von, the myth has always been tied to his raw street authenticity. His fans believed he wasn't just telling stories in his music, he was documenting real life. This viral clip, whether real or fake, amplifies that myth. To his supporters, it's further proof that Von was too real for the industry. someone who embodied the streets in a way no other rapper of his generation could, to his critics. However, it's confirmation of their worst fears, that Vaughn blurred the line too far, that he wasn't just a storyteller but a dangerous figure whose art couldn't be separated from violence. This duality, hero to some, villain to others, is what makes Vaughn's myth so powerful, and the viral video cements that narrative in history. The spike in popularity, one undeniable consequence of the viral moment, has been the surge in King Von's music streams on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Tracks like Crazy Story and Took Her to the O shot back into the trending charts as fans revisited his catalog. It's a familiar cycle in hip-hop. Controversy drives curiosity, and curiosity drives streams. Vaughn's music, already known for its gritty storytelling, now feels even more charged in the context of the resurfaced clip. Lines that once felt like clever rhymes now sound like confessions to some listeners, intensifying the experience of hearing his songs. This surge proves something important in the attention economy. Virality always wins. Whether the video paints Vaughn in a positive or negative light, it ensures that people are listening, watching, and talking about him again. Hip-hop's love-hate relationship with realness. What this viral clip really exposes is hip-hop's complicated relationship with realness. Fans claim they want authenticity, but when rappers show too much of it, the public becomes uncomfortable. Artists who rap about fictional violence are criticized for being fake. But when artists rap about real violence or admit it on camera, they're criticized for glorifying crime. King Von sits at the heart of this contradiction. His fans loved him because he seemed fearless in revealing the darkest parts of his past. Yet, now that a video surfaces reinforcing that perception, many outside the culture are horrified. This paradox raises the question, what do fans actually want from their rappers? Do they want gritty truth, or do they just want the illusion of it? Vaughn's viral video forces everyone to confront that uncomfortable reality. The pain of Oblocto, understand why this matters. You have to consider where Vaughn came from. O-Block, one of the most infamous neighborhoods in Chicago, shaped every part of his identity. The violence, the loss, the survival instincts. They weren't just themes in his music. They were his lived reality. For fans from similar environments, Vaughn wasn't just an entertainer. He was a mirror, a voice, someone who told their stories on a global stage. This viral clip, then, doesn't just spark debates about morality, it reopens the wounds of a community that has lost too many young men to violence. Supporters argue that criticizing Vaughn for being too real misses the point. His life reflected the systemic struggles of communities like O-Block, where crime wasn't a choice, but a condition of survival. To them, Vaughn wasn't glorifying violence. He was documenting a cycle the world often ignores. From the streets to the suburbs, the reach of this viral clip shows how far hip-hop has come. What began as a genre rooted in inner-city expression has now become global culture. Kids in suburbs across America, Europe, and Asia are watching Vaughn's clip, reacting to it, and debating it as if they lived in O-Block themselves. This global reach complicates how Vaughn is understood. To someone from his world, the clip is just confirmation of what they already knew. Vaughn lived what he rapped. To someone outside that world, it feels like a shocking revelation, one that raises moral panic about the influence of rap on youth. The clash between these perspectives is part of why the clip refuses to die down. It means different things to different people, and those differences fuel the cycle of virality. Art versus evidence. Evidence, another major cultural discussion triggered by this clip, is the ongoing battle over whether rap should be treated as art or evidence. As seen in the Young Thug YSL trial, prosecutors are increasingly willing to use lyrics, videos, and interviews as legal ammunition. While Vaughn is no longer alive to face such consequences, his clip has reignited fears among rappers that their artistic expression could be turned against them in court. Hip-hop activists argue this is unfair. No other genre is unfair, as it is criminalized for its content in the same way. Country singers can talk about bar fights. Rock stars can sing about drug use. But only rappers risk being prosecuted for their art. Von's viral moment adds fuel to that argument, showing how quickly a piece of media can be weaponized as proof rather than performance. The internet's final word, what makes this all so impactful, is the role of the internet. In today's world, virality is truth. Once a clip goes viral, it doesn't matter if it's fake, edited, or taken out of context. It becomes part of the cultural memory. For King Von, this means his legacy will forever be tied to this moment. Years from now, people may not remember the full story of the clip, but they will remember that Von admitted to killing people on camera. That's the danger and the power of the digital age. Perception often outlives reality. The legacy of controversy in the end. This viral video hasn't silenced King Von's legacy, it has amplified it. It has sparked debates about authenticity, forced hip-hop to reflect on its values, and reminded the world of the tragic brilliance of a rapper who died too soon. Von's legacy will always be complicated. To some, he is a cautionary tale about glorifying violence. To others, he is a street poet whose raw honesty made him unforgettable. But whether you view him as a villain or a visionary, one fact is undeniable. King Von remains one of the most talked about rappers of his generation, even years after his death. This viral clip didn't erase his story. It added another chapter. Hashtag King Von, hashtag rap culture, hashtag viral video, hashtag hip hop debate, hashtag street rap. At academics, at No Jumper, at Worldstar, at Say Cheese TV. So here's the bottom line. This new King Von viral video has shaken the culture in a way few moments ever do. Whether you see it as proof of Von's authenticity or as a dangerous glorification of violence, the fact is clear. The world can't stop watching, debating, and sharing it. And that's the power of a legend. Even after death, King Von still commands the spotlight. But the question now falls on you. What do you believe? Was Von just another rapper caught up in the streets? Or was he the rawest storyteller hip-hop has ever seen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe because this story isn't going anywhere. The next viral leak could change everything again. Stay tuned, the truth is only getting louder. King Von, hashtag breaking hip hop, hashtag viral video, hashtag rap news, at Worldstar, at DJ aka Demi AKS.